So it's been a while since the last update on Project Green Machine, so I figured I'd upload some pictures and just talk about them. So that's the block with the crank exposed. And we assembled the rotating assembly, so we got pistons in there. That's what that looked like along the process. And then we'll move on to both view of that. And then the timing chain as well is on. I don't know if you could see it or not. And then that's another shot of the crank with all the piston or the connecting rods connected to it. And then that's what the long block looks like. Sorry that it's so zoomed in, but my photos tend to do that sometimes. And then that's the transmission with the valve body exposed on there and all the wiring for that. So I just figured I'd drop those pictures in here real quick, and that way you guys could see what progress we've made. And that's the basically complete long block. So a lot has happened since the last update on the Camaro build. So as you can see, the long block is pretty much assembled. We've got, most recently, I'll recap since last time. All the rotating assembly is in, of course, and then we put the PRC heads on, and a LS9 or LS6 intake, and then a humongous harmonic balancer. I mean, look at that thing. Also, sorry if the camera quality is bad. I broke my camera on my phone. But you can see that area. I mean, all these spark plugs are in just temporarily, and everything's taped up just to keep dust and stuff out of it. As well as this oil pan down here. It's also temporary just to keep dust and all that stuff out. So that is the long block with a LS1 throttle body from my old intake off of my truck, actually. And then we got a fully built, which there's a towel on there for now, but fully built 4L80E with billet aluminum shafts in it and updated clutches with a manual and automatic valve body. It's like the hybrid valve body or whatever it's called. So that's it for the transmission and the engine. And we also have got these fancy fuel rails for it, because the stock ones will not flow enough for it. And it'll need 2 return lines as well. But it's got the fuel rail, Holley EFI fuel rail. Then also, we have ordered injectors for it. And the injectors are going to be 120-pound injectors, sized for 1,200 horsepower, I think, at the crank, I believe. So here's another look. We had to modify the throttle body so that it will open all the way. So now you can see it opens all the way. Here's the old coil packs. Dad had to get some new coil pack mounts and coil packs. He got LS9 coil packs and mounts, I think. Then we got the flex plate back here for the engine. So that'll be all nice. It's not that heavy. So, and then as far as everything else goes, these are all the parts. So we have Melling oil pump, and it's the 10295 oil pump. And then most of the stuff in the rotating assembly is Wiseco. Okay, and then other than that, I've covered comp cams, camshaft. It's a LSA LS block out of a Yukon. But it's taken shape for sure. We got an LS acceleration, a lot of parts from LS acceleration. And then in the future, a lot of the parts will be from, what's it called? Hawk's third gen, that's what it's called. Hawk's third gen. We also have Taylor spark plug wires. Real nice. Which I think these ones are still good, but they're old. I don't even think they make this exact model anymore. But as far as next steps go, we'll be getting the brackets mounted up. We'll get the throttle body and the intake all situated, because I mean, this is just on here, just sitting there. So we'll get all that situated. And then the supercharger bracket, which I believe it goes here. Supercharger bracket, and then the last step will be the supercharger. So that pretty much covers it for the engine and the transmission. Now, moving into the Camaro, we'll have to, the plan is to completely take apart the front end. So that way, which these cars, the engines, I guess, are designed to go in from the bottom up instead of just dropping it in like that. So he's gonna bolt up the flex plate, of course, and I'll finish the long block, like just the valve covers and all that. He's gonna assemble that and then bolt the transmission onto the engine and then slide it up in there. That's the plan. And so hopefully that'll go smooth. It's gonna be a real tight fit, but man, she's gonna make some power. So the goal is, I believe, 800 wheel on this car, which is far below what this engine could make and the supercharger. But Dad's plan is to make 800 to the wheel, but also have all the necessary mods and room to size it up to 1200 if he wanted to, which he probably won't, but it's always good to have more than what you need, just in case you want it in the future. After all of that, before all that I should say, we're gonna have to get a rear end and a torque arm, and so that'll be another good amount of money going into that, so it'll be a while. It's a long process, but I figured that I would update you guys on the progress. So that's pretty much all it is. I know it's kind of a rushed video, but I figured I'd stop by in here and give y'all an update on everything. So hopefully I have been taking pictures and stuff, so you should have already seen those. I'll put them in the video probably at the beginning, or I probably already did. And if not, then I'll show them at the end here. But as far as the engine and transmission goes, we're in pretty good shape for now. So we do have, I forgot to mention, Holley Terminator X Max system. So that's what we'll be running on, is the Terminator X Max system. And we also had to buy a few sensors for, like, to convert to Holley, I think. But yeah, so kind of a rush video, like I said, but I figured you guys needed an update on everything that's going on. But I mean, just look at this thing. This thing looks mean. This thing looks absolutely insane. So that's the update, and hopefully I will make another video in the future. I know I'll be taking pictures as well, so if, at the very least, I could make a short and show you guys pictures of it. That's it for the progress on it, and I will be catching up with you guys at a later date whenever we're further along with it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.